Ladies and gentlemen, as we begin our services, if we can please kindly turn off our cell phones or electronic devices, or please place them on silent. Thank you.
By the request of the family, I will conduct the service in English. If some Russian speakers here only, I apologize. So we all came together to say the last farewell to Mikhail, a wonderful man who had such a bright life, leaving after himself such a wonderful legacy. There's so many people that he touched with his presence, with his passion for so many things. And before we will speak about him, we have to conduct the service. And this is not just a beautiful poetry and the way we follow the tradition, but rather our help to the soul that we believe. When the man dies, or human dies, his soul is eternal and goes back to where it comes from. And all these words are a help for orientation and integration of the soul. Oh Lord, what is man that you care about him? In the morning he blossoms and grows, and in the evening he withers. He said, you say to him, return to your origin, return to where you came from. And when we come back, our souls come back to the source. We cannot take anything with us. Our legacy stays on earth, and those who shared life with others will never be forgotten. And one more Psalm 23, probably the most famous one, which describes in poetic form the journey that souls undertakes when it leaves the body. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He brings me to still waters. He restores my soul and guides by the ways of righteousness. Even though I walk through the valley of death, I fear no evil, because you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Mizmor ledoni, Adonai le'sar, Avinu desher bitzeni, al menuvoti la'aini. Nafshi shoel, nafshi shoel, Yaheini v'magli tzedek, le'am Mikhail was born in Kiev 61 years ago. He loved his city with passion. He was an archaeologist, he was a historian, he was a teacher. He would love to talk about Kiev, bring people and show with pride his beautiful native city. And he was a true leader, incredible organizer, people's person. Sometimes when people with the passion for that kind of activities neglect families, but he also was a family man, a wonderful husband for Rima, 34 years, and brother for Tamila, and wonderful father for Max, his mentor, his teacher. And as he told me, Max told me, he was a man of many hats, enjoyed so many things, and made people to enjoy those things. People followed him, people loved him, people unite around him. So he was the founder of the Cultural Foundation for Multicultural Arts and Exchange, and made those people came to the United States, continued to create, make music, make art. And when the war started, it was a terrible shock for him, like for many others, of course. And he also organized a marathon, 100 musicians took part in it, and he raised money for the Voices of the Children, the foundation for Ukrainian children who experienced shock of loss and all these terrible things that this war brought. He also was a passionate soccer lover and played soccer till the end, even with the younger 20, 30 years old people. And he was coach for Max, and Max inherited this passion for soccer as well. And I know that Max wanted to say a few words about his father.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. Спасибо всем, которые пришли. I wanted to say a few words about Pop. Like the cantor said, he wore so many hats. But most importantly, the one he took most seriously was being a father. A lot of kids get Winnie the Pooh read to them as a bedtime story, or Little Red Riding Hood. Dad read books that came in volumes to me. The Three Musketeers, Count of Monte Cristo, Homer's Iliad and Odyssey. Those are the kind of bedtime stories that I got. I always wanted to hear one more page because he knew so much history. His passion for the literary arts was really central to him, to who he was. He carried that through in his work, in his home life. He could connect any event in history to something going on right now and make everyone kind of center themselves and understand, okay, it's going to be okay. We've seen it all before. This has all happened. Trust me, I know. I have a master's degree in it. It was the main driver behind his nonprofit work. And as I was going through his business emails, so much correspondence, I came across this one correspondence between him and a translator. And he sent over a number of different songs and poems from Russian to get them translated into English. I don't really know why he was doing it. Probably he's always looking for an idea for his next concert or something like that. But one really struck me that was translated. I'm going to read it to you all. It's called The Land of Delphinia by Novella Matveeva. So excuse any. Far beyond the waves of blue and green, the bluest green you've ever seen, millions of chameleons change their hue, kissed by the morning dew. Past the fields of white gardenias, a bloom like bright Lavinia, somewhere there's the land Delphinia and the city Kangaroo. Is it very far away? I will go there myself someday. Oh my God, I pray. How will it be without me? The palm tree leaves will all turn brown and dry. The flowers will wither, wilt, and die. The birds will all stop singing in the sky. Without me, that's how things will be. One day through the ocean's salty brine, set sail the good ship Porcupine, but all the seas can't wash away this painful memory of mine. And a letter just came yesterday from far away, hand delivered from Delphinia and stamped from the city Kangaroo. On stationery white as snow bead, nestled in a field of flax seed, scented like sweet rose as I read what they write from far away. The palm tree leaves have not turned brown and dried. The flowers did not wither, wilt, and die. The birds still sing their bird songs in the sky. They're singing without me. For beyond the waves of blue and green, the bluest green you've ever seen, rivulets of tears run down my cheeks, a bitter shade of blue. Past the fields of white gardenias, a bloom like bright Lavinia. Somewhere there's the land Delphinia and the town of Kangaroo. When I was reading that, I don't know what was going through his head, but I'd like to think that, wherever distant land Pop is away at right now, he left knowing he's at peace, knowing he left everyone in a better place thanks to him, and that we'll all be okay thanks to him. Thank you.
I think we have also a flutist to play some melody. Is it true?
Sorry?
The flute is also will play now?
Yes,
Are you
okay.
part of the service? Okay. conclusion of this service, before we'll continue at the cemetery, please rise. And this prayer, according to the tradition, accompanies the soul and becomes its guide and illumines its way. Grant him peace and eternity. And let us all say, Amen. Amen. Please sit.
Pallbearers, please step to the center aisle.
Amen.